What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today I'm getting pretty excited about the impending release of Twilight of the Republic, the upcoming third expansion of the Star Wars Unlimited trading card game. It is launching next Friday, and frankly, I've not covered Star Wars Unlimited as much as I want to on this channel, and I think I might be starting to turn that around starting today, where we're going to be having a look at Twilight of the Republic and everything you need to know ahead of the release next week. Now, it is the third set, which is going to be coming around. It's got a whole bunch of new leaders and everything else, but it's also got two new keywords. We've got ourselves coordinate. Now, coordinate is a new keyword. You can see it on cards like Mundi, for instance. And basically, what coordinate says is, you've got a special ability if you control 3 or more units, and they can be a combination of ground and or space, that's absolutely fine. And when you control 3 or more units, then you get an extra skill. So for Mundi here, it is when an opponent plays their second card each phase, you may draw 2 cards. Really nice draw, but it only works if you've got 3 units in play. And yes, that does include the unit with coordinate. The other new skill that we've got here is exploit. So we can see this on, for instance, Droideka Security. Yes, I really liked the prequels. And what exploit basically says is when you play the card, you can defeat up to 2 units you control and reduce the cost by 2 for each unit defeated in this way. And it always reduces by 2, but the exploit depends on how many you can defeat. Droideka Security, you're only allowed to defeat 2 and reduce it down to a 2 cost at the minimum, whereas something like Malevolence, you can actually use exploit 4 and defeat 4 units to get it down to a 1 cost, which is kind of absurd. And yes, you can use tokens. That's the other thing which is coming in here. We've got tokens for both clone troopers and battle droids. And there's a whole bunch of cards around which will allow you to create these battle droid tokens or these clone trooper tokens, which is something I'm really excited about in this new set. Like for battle droids, we've got the leader Newt Gunray that allows you to exhaust, and if there's 2 or more friendly units been defeated this phase, create a battle droid token. But then we've also got the base droid manufactory that when you deploy a leader, lets you create 2 battle droid tokens. Although there are a whole bunch of other cards that create battle droids when you play them or when they're defeated or whatever. And similarly, if we have a look at your clone troopers, we've got things like Shark T, for instance, on attack, create a clone trooper token. Or Captain Rex, when played, create 2 clone trooper tokens. So that's the kind of new stuff that's coming around in Twilight of the Republic. It is launching the set as a whole on the 8th of November, but that means we've got pre-releases this weekend. Now, we'll get more pre-releases in a second, but we need to talk about the starter deck. Because, of course, starter decks in Star Wars Unlimited have exclusive cards. And that's very important. They have exclusive leaders. Here, we've got Ahsoka Tano, and we've got General Grievous as our leaders. We're going full Clone Wars. And Ahsoka Tano has that coordinate keyword we talked about a moment ago. As a unit, it gets +2 power. And before it's been deployed, you can exhaust to attack of a unit to give it +1 power for this attack. General Grievous, on the other hand, is all about giving Sentinel to droids. Nice! But they are exclusive leaders to the starter decks, and there are a bunch of other cards that are exclusive to the starter decks as well, which, you know, in some card games, you don't need the starter decks. They're cool, but very much inessential, whereas Star Wars Unlimited, you have exclusive cards, and there's no point sitting here and trying to figure out which of these cards you need and which of these cards you don't, because the reality is, there are a bunch of cards here that might look terrible right now, and all it takes is a quick meta shift, or a couple of new cards being revealed, and then all of a sudden, we've got cards which we thought were terrible actually being brilliant. So, it's one of those things where, and this has always been my theory in every single card game, if a starter deck has exclusive cards, don't overthink it, just go and grab the starter deck, make sure that you've got those cards ready to roll, because I've seen it in too many games over too many years, whereby A starter deck suddenly has a really good exclusive card in, and would you believe it, it magically sells out everywhere as soon as this happens and becomes a nightmare to get hold of for a reasonable price. If you pick the starter deck up in advance, you don't need to worry too much about it. And in terms of products, that's what we've got for Star Wars Unlimited. In terms of cards, at least, we've got the starter set, and we've got ourselves your regular booster boxes. Although we do need to mention the pre-release quickly, because that also kind of has exclusive cards in, but they're not really exclusive cards. What we've actually got in the pre-release box are alternate art versions of your starter deck leaders, Ahsoka and General Grievous. And of course, you'll notice they're very similar. They are actually hyperspace versions of them. That is, of course, where you take the border off of them. So that's kind of lovely. And while we're here, we might as well just have a quick look at the Judge version of Savage Opress and the top 8 version of Gore that are available in store showdowns now that Twilight of the Republic is going to be out there. But it's not just cards that are available. We've also got ourselves some Gamegenic accessories here. And look, I've done a bunch of sponsor stuff with them in the past, not for this set for Star Wars Unlimited, but I've done a bunch of stuff with them in the past, and I'm telling you, I am a fan of the Gamegenic accessories. I think they're brilliant. I am a huge fan. So, yeah. Let's have a quick look at what we've actually got here, because some of this I'm just putting out there is brilliant. We've got ourselves 4 playmats featuring Darth Maul, Yoda, battle droids, and some kind of speeder chase. We've got ourselves 4 sets of sleeves featuring our 2 leaders from the starter deck, Grievous and Ahsoka, and then also featuring Obi-Wan and Darth Maul. And then in terms of our deck boxes, we've got one with Obi-Wan and one with Ahsoka. And actually, it's quite important to note, we are matching our accessories here to what we actually see in Twilight of the Republic. You know, I've already shown you like Newt Gunray and the whole battle droid thing, so that playmat becomes pretty important. Obviously, we've got the starter deck leaders on sleeves here, but then, you know, we can keep going. We've got a Darth Maul leader. Now, I've been sitting here trying to figure out everything I want to do with Twilight of the Republic. And all I can tell you right now is that I really want to make a battle droid deck with Newt Gunray, but I'm kind of loving Maul. Because, you know, before you've deployed, we've got an action whereby you exhaust to attack the unit with Overwhelm, which is nice. But then when you deploy as a unit, you have Overwhelm, and all of your friendly units also have Overwhelm. That is to say that when you defeat an enemy unit, excess damage is dealt to the base. And I just think making a hyper aggro deck with Overwhelm it honestly seems like an awful lot of fun. You know, maybe compare it with the legendary Darth Maul from the set, which can attack 2 units instead of 1, but you've got Overwhelm for both of them. I'm just saying this seems like it could be a lot of fun, all right? I'm just saying this one seems like it could be pretty good. And then, of course, we've got a Yoda playmat here, but we also have a Yoda leader coming into the set, the only Yoda leader we've had so far. That's one before deploying, we can exhaust, and if a unit left play this phase, draw a card, then put a card from your hand on the top or bottom of your deck. But then when you've deployed, restore 2 to heal up your base a little bit, and then lets you discard a card from your deck, and then defeat an enemy non-leader unit that costs the same as or less than the discarded card. And then, of course, we've also got sleeves here featuring Obi-Wan, and yes, obviously we have ourselves an Obi-Wan leader, which before deployment lets you heal a damage from a unit every turn, which seems pretty okay to me. And then when deployed has Sentinel, and on attack you heal a damage from a unit, and then deal a damage to a different unit. So they're basically taking some of the more fun leaders in the set and just going, right, let's get some accessories built around this, and I for one think this is a wonderful, wonderful idea. So there you go. That's the new stuff we've got in terms of new gameplay elements being introduced in Twilight of the Republic, the accessories that are going to be officially available by Gamegenic, as well as your quick look at the pre-release and the starter set, and that's basically all you need to know. The set releases next Friday, the 8th of November, and as I keep telling you guys, I'm excited for this. I'm not even trying to hide it anymore, honestly. I just think it's incredibly fun as a set. And I've not done as much as I planned to so far with Star Wars Unlimited. And I'm just starting to feel like that's a little bit of a mistake. The good news is, the game's still going strong. It's not too late yet. So hopefully we'll have some more Star Wars Unlimited coming around on the channel very soon. For now, I want to know what you think about Twilight of the Republic. I want to know which leaders you're having a look at, which ones you're excited about, which decks you're going to be building, and what your favourite cards from the set are. So let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wasi. That's where we talk about Star Wars Unlimited and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.